Chairman, leaders of the UPF, ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very excited to be here with you this morning. I would thank you very much for inviting me to take part with this so important peace conference of the UPF. First of all, I would like to tell you something that I not prepared from the beginning, that you cannot imagine, really, you cannot imagine what's mean for a man like me to come from Israel and to sit at the breakfast or a dinner with my neighbors from the Arab countries, surround the same table and speak, by the way, Arabic. I try to, as I can. So to meet with my brother Imam Murad from Jordan, with Professor Abdul Rahman Abad, that we became here very good friends, where he's living 10 minutes from my home. He's in the East Jerusalem, I west of Jerusalem. To meet with, just a minute, well, we have more. Now it's the ladies. With Fatma from Kuwait, Nada and Suham from Lebanon, with Sonia from Egypt, and I'm sorry, Hisham, that I not met you before, but now I'm very, very proud to be in the stage with you, and with Anas, the young one of before of us from Libya. And this is just the beginning of creating peace between people. Believe me, this is more than I can believe I felt in the past on all my tens of years of effort to make peace. It's a lovely thing to do it. For me, it's a great present. I'm very, very happy for that. And I think that we, in a very short dialogue, we succeed to build some type of belief on between each other. Maybe we'll not achieve the peace in the Middle East, but we achieve a little peace on between us. And this, Dr. Welch, is also very important. That's my opinion. And I would like to emphasize that maybe just the UPF now give the chance for a people like us to build this type of relations between people who came from the conflict and unfortunately will return to the conflict. I would like to emphasize in this words of mine in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, because this is the heart of the conflict in the Middle East. I really believe that in case we will solve the problem between us and between the Palestinians, all the road to peace with other countries, other regimes, it will be much, much easier. So I would like to make it very, very clear. Both in Israel and in Palestine, the current situation does not signal a breakthrough in the peace process. In Israel, we just a month ago held an election that did not result in an optimistic option for peace. In the West Bank and in the Gaza Strip, there will probably be a reshaping of governance, I don't know when, either through elections or some other way. Regardless, one cannot find either in Israel or in Palestine any optimism for a massive strengthening of the power of peace. This is unfortunately the fact. There are two phenomena typical to the Middle East region, and maybe not only to the Middle East. First, in a place of conflict and argument, there isn't any vacuum. There is or a peace process or a war process. There is no vacuum. In the absence of a peace process, violent conflict will appear sooner or later. Therefore, since no peace process is taking place, we are surely walking on the track toward violence that would soon explode and cause the loss of many lives, both in the Israeli side as well as the Palestinian side, and maybe, unfortunately, even in other Arab countries from the region. I'm sorry, it's very sad, but this is the fact. I cannot say not the truth. 75%, the second phenomena I would like to emphasize, that 75%, the minimum 75% of both the Palestinians and Israeli people support the two-state solution. Yet at election time, the people on both sides elect leaders who oppose such solution. Hamas in the Palestinian side and Netanyahu in our side. In connection to the visit of Obama to Israel, Netanyahu is talking about a two-state solution, but he has no any intention of implementing it. He will not do it anymore. And he's the prime minister. He's going to be next time, unfortunately, for my opinion. Yet the only real solution that remains is two states for two nations. The recognition by the United Nations of Palestinian state, even though Palestine is not a member of the UN, is perhaps a small but an important step forward. This is indeed the only true solution. A dialogue needs to be created between the two leaderships, despite the fact that they are opposed to the two-state solution. The enlightened world should make a dialogue between the two leaderships happen. The leaders on both sides might not be nice and might not be honest in their intentions, but if, with the support of the enlightened world, they reach a route of agreement which includes mutual recognition, security arrangements, and economic cooperation for the benefit of both sides, that can be the track to prevent the expected war and create a base to establish a stable peace. If such an agreement would be brought to the governments both in Ramallah and Gaza and in Jerusalem, it would not be approved, but if it would be offered as a referendum to the two peoples of the two nations, it would be approved by a large majority. That would force the people in leadership to implement this solution. The peoples can impose the peace solution over the heads of the leaders. And this is the only way for now to implement the two-state solution. I'm sorry. Mr. Chairman, I not prepare also other 2 points I would like to emphasize after I came here to this lovely meeting. Peace is not just between nations. Peace is between peoples. And I would like to emphasize, first of all, that I have met here Professor Abdul Rahman Abad. I think he's sitting there. Oh, please. May I say, Professor Abad, my friend, after 2 days, but I really find you a friend. He is living in the East Jerusalem. I live in west side of Jerusalem. Believe me, 10, the maximum 12 minutes of drive. Now we are living in a position of war, of conflict. But believe me, in case of adopting the two-state solution, his home will be open to my family and my children to come, and my home will be open to his home. Why not? Why not? God, why not? And the second phenomenon I would like to add here, I have no any intention and not prepared to speak about the Israeli-Iranian conflict, where it is also a horrible thing, a very, very terrible thing for us, for all. But I have to tell you that I have met here Iranian man, very good man, I have to say, Nasser Zumrud. I make mistake? Nasser is here? Where are you, Nasser? Nasser is there. Nasser was born in Iran, grew up in Iran, and escaped from Iran to the United States, may I say? Yes. And I was born in Baghdad. I escaped from Baghdad through Iran, where the Iranian people will save my life and the life of many Jews. So now in this horrible conflict with the Iranian leadership, maybe with the Israeli leadership, I have to emphasize, Nasser, that the Iranian people and the Israeli people can be a lovely two peoples. Why not? I don't like to have any Iranian bomb over Tel Aviv or Jerusalem. I don't like to have any Israeli or other bomb over Iran. Let's make peace even between Israel and Iran. Thank you very much.